When enterprises use tens of millions of communications, they need to consider a spokesperson. Otherwise, the efficiency will be low and suffer a lot.
13. Meituan first hired Wang Ming as its spokesperson. Le.me quickly signed Lan Yingying. Jingdong signed Hui Yinghong. These three big companies have completed the assembly. How do companies choose their spokespeople? A good spokesperson. How much impact can they have on a company? Play a role in a company.
It's a quite amazing thing.
According to the business communication environment in China,
The effect of endorsers has been huge so far. The communication efficiency should be 10 to 20 times. This is just the communication efficiency. Sometimes, from the perspective of psychological intervention, it's commonly known as, in those days, in the marketing war. It's hard to fight without a spokesperson. Basically, it can be said when enterprises when spending tens of millions on marketing, you should consider a spokesman. Otherwise, the efficiency will be low. There are many. Meituan hired Wang as their spokesperson is still trying to expand. Find a dramatic point to expand the spokespersons. The communication efficiency. E.me and JD are doing well. It has turned this into an entertainment event. In the entertainment field, they can get a lot of free traffic. But for the spokesperson is not that simple. A spokesperson is not just about finding a brand. The relationship between the brand and the person, that's not the purpose. In fact, for endorsers, we have really handled many cases. The first one I hired was Zhao Benchen. We have hired Cecilia Chiang, Liu Qian, and many more are clients who hire spokespeople. They must ask us to come up with a plan. When a company meets, it's a mess when executives have a meeting. Who should we invite? Oh my God, it's a mess. And even the wives and children of executives have indirectly participated. Opinion. This is very different from the thinking of entrepreneurs. The first step, I will consider how many people know his face. This is what I spend the most money on. This is the spread effect. So, hey, Mimi, we hired Zhao Yotzi at that time. How many people know this face? If one person says, hey, that person, who is that person who said that? Name famous. That's the one who is the endorser. You will lose a lot if you do this. Your oral repetition will be much weaker. So first, I want this face to be recognized by many people. Second, I want people to call out his name easily or within the cognitive range. Then in the following is the degree of association with the brand. Actually, because we hire a spokesperson to talk about our content. To put it bluntly, he is acting in my play. After attracting traffic, he has to speak for me. My brand should not be too closely associated with him. You should know that being too close is dangerous. So for a long time, we have always emphasized to points when using spokespeople. The actor must play my role and this role. And the role can be played by anyone. For example, I used a role, and that is the Emperor of Qing. And the role can be played by anyone. In fact, my carrier is the Emperor, not him. Once when we used Joey Young, we must wear a riding costume. That costume is important. That costume was important. It's like, I asked Joey Young to play a person riding a horse. The rider is my image. We have always paid attention to separating them. Sometimes there is also a way. That is, I interact with him with another image. For example, when we use Liu Qian and Kui Kei, the animated character, Mr. Quick, to interact with him and talk to him, that is my image carrier, is on Mr. Quick, not on him. Not on him, but on Mr. This needs to be handled very carefully. We don't want to be too closely associated with the endorser. We now sign endorsers. In fact, for the later events that he caused, there is too little lead time. Because in the era of self-media, many companies don't pay much attention to endorsers. This is really a mistake. In fact, we should pay more attention to because in the era of the proportion of event-based communication has increased, to put it bluntly. That is to say, I want to sign someone with traffic. I also hope that on him, some events related to my brand come out. So why did I just say ELE.me did a good job? At the beginning, Meituan was pushing hard, but ELE.me followed it very well. You talked about color for a long time. I made a move. I used actually a really low price, but because the name is suitable, it's a good match, to leave some events behind. How to sign with the spokesperson, how many events you sign, how much he will appear, and to what extent he needs to cooperate. It's very technical. In Wujiang Pickled Mustard Tube with Zhang Tilan, we use that sentence. Grandfather's grandfather said, yes, Zhang Tilan felt it was weird. What kind of words are these? But after that, many people started to dig into Zhang Tilan's family. Who is his grandpa? Do you know? Where did Zhang Tilan's grandpa live? And whether he ate jikai?
So this has led to some incidents.
In today's self-media era, events are important. Celebrities are prone to incidents. In the middle of his incident, my brand or my product played a role in it. This may be in the era of self-media to obtain efficient traffic, a quite important method. Let's look at a few situations. If your competitor starts to hire celebrities, you should spread it quickly. competition threshold has risen. It's not about communication. Second, if your communication costs are quite high and it keeps increasing and remains high, you need to consider it. This is a matter of efficiency. Another thing to note is that you find the entire industry is anxious. Whether it's a price war or in terms of market share, it remains unchanged. Our industry market will be very quiet at this time. You need to consider using celebrities to break this situation. Mostly in these situations, we will not hesitate to. We will definitely consider stars, but how to use celebrities. This is a very professional matter. This still needs to be found, just like us. Years of experience in hiring celebrities and have gone through many pitfalls. First, who should we hire? And how to sign them. These are technical jobs. Don't do it yourself. Ask us first and then do it.